Trolls. They've been a part of my life, but I would never let them go. Alexis Williams. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Thank you very much for being here. Celine, what a joke. Japanese spacecraft tries to land on the moon. I watched a part of it and it was a real joke. I watched the whole thing actually. Forcefully. And it was ridiculous. The images were ridiculous. I'm actually calling it bullshit fake hoax because what they're showing is ridiculous. The images that they showed of the Japanese spacecraft is beyond embarrassing, I believe. Leah, how are you doing? Lots of trolls here, boy. I tell you, the past few days, I wonder why. It's a repetitive cycle here on the channel. Very scary thing, guys. The last video, I saw 2 new faces. So that means no new people are coming to the channel. But I got a couple of views on the last video. It's approaching 3,000. And you'd think, now the comments are down to 50 or 60 comments. So, which, by the way, thanks to the 60 that took the time to leave a reply, I know some of you even left 2 or 3. So there's really only 40 comments, which is greatly appreciated. But this is the hidden channel. It's a channel where they've manipulated my revenue directly from YouTube that declares that they have no idea why, that I have glitches, and it's repetitive and it gets really, really bad. But that's how it is. It's all part of the job. Sharing truth is not something that people have a tendency to accept for some reason. Truth hurts, right? They say, the song, love hurts. Screw love. Truth hurts. Love is good, but truth hurts more than love. So when you're in love and you find out the truth, it hurts. That's often what happens. How's it going, everybody? I couldn't wait to talk about the landing. The Japanese, private Japanese company, iSpace, if I'm not mistaken. Well, yeah, not too good how they landed. And basically, they were 100 feet over the ground, and they were traveling at about just under 800 kilometers an hour. So I was like, yeesh. Okay, better slow down that speed. It looks like the speed was settling down. But anyways, we'll wait a little bit. Wait till people come in. Aleaus, hello crew. Thank you, sir, for being here. Comment ça va, mon frère? Le petit péteur, il est tranquille à ce temps-là. Hey, mon ami Pat. How's it going, Pat? Thanks a lot for being here, man. Karen 18's here. Of course, always the same amazing people, and I really appreciate that. Thanks again, Leah. I see moon and sun in some sky today. Well, that's it. When the moon and the sun is seen in the sky together, it's apparently because of Earth's axis and the way it's leaning, which is very interesting. It's very mysterious, right? We just had a hybrid eclipse. Was it solar eclipse or lunar eclipse? I think it was solar eclipse. Either way, a hybrid eclipse. And don't forget, in the news just a couple of months ago, they were telling us there's no more eclipses to be seen here on Earth till after 2024. Here in Quebec, the next one that we will see will be in 2024. There's a big one coming, a big solar eclipse that we're going to be plunged into darkness in the middle of the afternoon. And we should get a chance to see that. I'm going to film it for sure. That's for sure. Guys, I just finished another 48-hour fasting. So if I talk a little slow, I ate around 1 o'clock, 12 o'clock, actually. 4 hours ago, 5 hours ago. And it's like, I've been yawning all afternoon. I'm like, screw the exercise. I went for my walk. I did some bicycle again, but I'm telling you, I'm like forcing myself to get used to a new job, You get sore bones every day when you go to the job. Hauser's here. Good evening to you too. Hope you're keeping well. I'm keeping very well. Thanks for asking, man. If it happens that there are new people here, thank you very much for coming by the channel. You're one of very few rare people that find this channel. But for those that don't know, on Fridays, we stream twice on Fridays. Once at 1 o'clock Eastern, and we stream at 8 p.m. Eastern. 1 and 8. Remember 18. Okay. And on Fridays, and of course today, Wednesdays, like clockwork, usually every evening at 5 Eastern. That's why you're seeing me here now. Those of you that are not subscribed to the channel, this is like some of you that have been here for a while, they're like, this is like my mother talking to me before I go out tonight, right? So if you're not subscribed to the channel, I would appreciate that you do subscribe to the channel if you have interest in the channel, because it's very mysterious that not mysterious that the subs are being blocked. What's mysterious are the fact that if I get 3,000 views on the video, usually, since there's only 60 of the people I know that watched it, the other people, you'd think they would leave a comment or maybe subscribe, right? Because I don't ask it enough. You hear every creator during their streams, click the bell, click the notification bell. I don't even know what to say. You know, that's usually what they do. And it's understandable, because a creator, that's his or her only way of being shared out. The algorithm on YouTube is pretty sucky. It's bad. They won't share out certain things. And of course, Bill C-11, there are bills here that were passed and being passed again by Trudeau, the biggest a-hole to ever have run Canada, that is passing bills that will stop us creators online on YouTube in Canada from being able to share videos and speak anything about certain subjects. And that's a scary thing, because whatever subject they bring up, like if they were to bring up tomorrow morning, well, you can't talk about UFOs anymore, that would be really concerning when you think of it. It's like, wait a minute, why is that happening? Tommy, thanks, man. I'm doing very well. Thanks a lot, man. I'm doing very, very well. I'm maintaining. I'm on my intense diet. At the same time, I'm praying, and I'm excited that the summer's coming back, and that we're going to be able to get the sky. I want to do a rundown on what the hell is going on in the sky. Are there UFOs or not? I get them every night, and I don't get nice skies these nights. I was going to say these days, but it's true. And the activity that I got so much activity here in the past few years, including what I got on the moon. There's enough research and videos that I have to create episodes, and seasonal episodes, and like documentaries. Also, there's lots of stuff that I'm gathering up, obviously, for at one point down the road, I will release a documentary. It will be a 2-hour documentary on everything that I've encountered as a problem with people surrounding this research. Because for those of you that don't know it, it's really fun having a space channel. Probably most of you probably won't even really believe me when I say that if you start a space channel and you actually find something on the moon, the only reason why I'm talking about this shadow banning and everything, it's because I know I touched a sensitive subject. I know that MUFON investigators asked me how I did it, amongst other people. And I know that a lot of people asked me to see and have sent the original files. I don't know who you are, but if you call me up and ask for original files, I'm going to tell you to go to hell, whether you're the government or not. I'm doing this research to expose what the government's showing. If the government wants to call me to have original footage so he can tamper with it, or turn around and say that it's nothing, like the Pentagon has been doing, which is absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I'm going to do like Pat says, exactly. Just keep telling the truth. That moon's inhabited. There's an atmosphere there. I'm almost positive there's trees and vegetation. We talked about the water without even seeing the surface, just because I saw the atmosphere. Do you know that I have a video here zoomed up that shows what looks like flowing water, a waterfall, massive waterfall like Niagara Falls on the moon? Those are other videos I have up here. I was just arriving. I have also, lunar waves, meteors, asteroids, objects landing and crashing into the moon, rising up fire plumes. Okay. I mean, look around and try to find the videos. It's really not hard. Look in the playlists. I got podcasts for those of you that want to listen to me on the toilet or while you're driving, whatever you want to. And the podcast is not for everyone. I don't go around listening to podcasts. I honestly don't, because I like visuals, and a lot of you are like me. But some of you do go to work, and a lot of you listen to me live streaming while you're going to work or commuting or whatever you're doing. So go listen to the podcasts. I promise I've kept them interesting. A bit of research to see what up to date now with the mind controlling programs and stuff. That's been done since the past for a long time. They've been doing it for ages. Nicole S. Hello. Thank you. Thanks, guys. Tony D. Norma C's in the house. Thank you very much, Norma C. Nice to see you. I hope you're doing well, Norma C. Thanks. Creepin' J. Thanks for coming back, my friends. Afternoon to you too, man. Long time no see, man. Hope you're well. Hope you're well. 5-finger thumb punch. Love it. Scotland in the house. Thanks, you guys. Nice to see my Scottish friends from Scotland. Absolutely awesome. Yeah, exactly. How's the weather? Oh, it's raining here. We got a little bit of sun in the evening. You know, when it's been raining all afternoon, then the evening is coming along, coming by, and then all of a sudden the sun comes out to tease you at night when you're inside starting to watch television like most people. Nick, how's it going, man? Thanks for being here, man. And thanks for being members, you guys. Those of you who are, thank you very much. Right on, Tommy. Thanks for letting me know, man. Hey, I hear you. Lots of people do come by the channel, and a lot of people don't come by because they're absolutely busy. It's the new people here, Tommy, we don't get. We get them once in a while because luckily some of you share out the channel. So I'm able to get some of the videos shared out sometimes, often enough. Actually, 2,000 times since the channel's been up that I've had shares. You can see that in the analytics. So Swan's here. Thank you very much. Nice to see you. Hey, thanks a lot, bro. I appreciate that. Thanks, you guys, for taking the time to check it out, obviously. VC Coins, Nevada's in the house. Another beautiful place. Thanks, you guys from Nevada. How's the weather? Are you guys cooking down there? Because you're always cooking. Random Ralph, sorry for hopping over you, brother. Thanks a lot, Ralph. Private Japanese company didn't do too good going on the moon. Did something blow up the object before it landed? They got right down, guys, to 3 kilometers an hour, and it was at like 0. Was a half a meter high. Okay, going down, like it looked like a perfect, beautiful, slow descent. But you see, excuse me, what you're seeing on the screen, what they're showing on the screen, okay, is not what's happening on the moon. And you could tell, because even in the way they say, it should be setting down now, right about now. And then they say, we will now lose communication with the spacecraft. Yeah, right. Okay. Please stand by for us to assess and evaluate if the spacecraft has landed. And they wait, no visuals. And before it landed, you see that they cut off the film. I'm laughing at the images they showed. Holy crap. Nobody's going to believe that I'm filming the moon. Honestly, what they're going to do, everyone's going to think, how the hell is Bruce getting color with his 14-inch telescope when they are 100 feet over the surface and there's fuck all? There's no rocks. Do you notice that? When they say 100 feet, going down 50 feet, where's all the jumbled up stuff that's on the moon that I'm filming? It's there. It's not pixelation I'm filming. Everybody that films the moon sees all those things. Smaller telescopes see all those things. Why are they hiding the moon? They're talking about going to Mars, right? Next video, I'm going to be talking a little bit about that too, about going to Mars. Some bullshit stuff going on. Skinwalker Ranch, they have some type of energy source under that ranch, and there's the people involved there are involved. We got some astronauts involved. We got military, got police, law enforcement involved there. Some engineers and scientists that are there, and they're basically finding out. 3 hours ago, they found out on one of their episodes, because there's an episode now, right? They make it to look like it's really like episode-ish, like, oh my god, what could it be? I don't know, but it's still interesting. there's an energy source in the ground, conductor. It's conductive, and they have different layers, like a battery, basically, or something that conserves energy. They got Tesla coils going over there to try to interact with it, and they finally interacted with it with the bigger Tesla coil, which the Tesla coil was coming up, random energy. You could see it on the meter coming up on the screen, on the graph, but then it interacted with something inside of the ground on Skinwalker Ranch. For those of you that are not familiar with Skinwalker Ranch, you should check it out. And don't be, Skinwalker, leave that word aside and just look at the anomalies that are over there. And in reality, the Skinwalker is a Navajo, beautiful Navajo story about, the possession of an evil spirit coming back and whatnot. Very interesting story. On YouTube, there's a Navajo Indian that actually explains it all. There's lots to it, but really interesting. And why am I talking about that? Well, you know what I believe, guys? I believe that UFOs and that our alien do exist. We have UFOs here that we're producing ourselves. Pretty unique, different shaped types of UFOs, and that's what we're seeing in the sky. We never know if it's mixed with alien or not. Obviously, this is something that they got us by the balls with, for sure. But I believe that aliens outside of the solar system or inside the solar system, just outside of Earth, okay, have energy sources built here thousands of years ago that they use for their communication or for refueling. And I believe that some can be on the moon. On Earth, sorry, and on the moon, obviously. But I believe on the Earth, there's energy inside of the ground. It's an ancient type of way of storing energy. That's why when at the Skinwalker Ranch, there's basically, guys, there's a freaking magnetic field, okay, out of the center of the ranch in the ground, hundreds of feet down, or I don't know how, never mind hundreds of feet. I don't know how deep. And it's going outwards. And it's all the perimeter of the ranch that has that magnetic field. And when they're doing experiments, when they're outside doing experimentation there, you see UFOs appearing in the sky at the same time that they're doing that experimentation. It's pretty exciting. Wow. Thanks a lot, Pat. Thanks a lot, man. I appreciate that. They're doing something with the water in the ground, putting wells everywhere. The effing government. Yeah. Why are they doing that? You never know what they're doing. Thank you so much, Pat. I appreciate that, man. Why would they be doing that? Putting water in the ground, putting wells everywhere. It's a bit mysterious, eh? Because we never know what they're doing. That's for sure. Thanks again, man. We never know what they're doing. But an alien can be coming to Skinwalker Ranch because of that energy. That could be things that are buried here on Earth that we know not of or don't understand it, the technology of these things, or that we don't even know that they're there. But aliens elsewhere would know and would maybe, like us, be able to take a reading. They have tools too, right? Like everybody just says that, oh, they use their minds. They don't use any physical force or anything. That's maybe one type of alien, sure, a hybrid there. Okay, it's not too not too big and a little scrawny. He could be from a lab, basically. Obviously, from a lab, you're going to want a being that doesn't have any sexual parts. Why not? Smart. What happens with an astronaut when he's in space for a year? The sexual parts bother him, right? Guys, girls, sexual relationships, whatever. They're not all like Bruce being able to last a couple of years and study his research. My research was so exciting. Boy, I forgot about girls, I'll tell you. I didn't know, but almost. Because I've been just so excited about this research. It changed my life. I mean, the first videos, if you go back and listen to the first videos that I made about finding the first UFO on the moon, I'd love to find it because I was emotional in the video. I was crying. And this is how it all started. My story is real. And I started seeing that shit on the moon. I was just blown away. I said, we have to try to find different ways of analyzing the surface. Everybody has a camera, and it's not because you have a good camera that you're going to be taking good pictures. You have to know how to use it, obviously, and not be afraid to experiment with it. But as for here, there was a experimentation like you see on channels that they show the moon with these blinding filters and stuff. It's almost like they're adding filters for it to change the surface and shape of the forms of the objects. So you got to be careful with that. We're not able to yet define very small characters or structures, but it will come. It will come. Like the structures that I was able to clarify is an entire mountain at the end of Sinus Iridium. It's a lot easier looking at a mountain. In the last video, Aristarchus, where I showed the surface, you guys should pause that because these objects look higher than Mount Everest here on Earth. They look higher than the Apennine Mountains on the moon, which is the highest point on the moon. And the optical illusion, because of libration, is because when there's a telescope on Earth, mine, and a camera filming another celestial object, and when you're moving and the other celestial object is moving, the two celestial objects, it's the impression that structures and objects and even mountains are lying down. I showed you the wall in the last video. Guys, it's almost 1,000 feet high. Okay. It doesn't show. It looks like it's a foot off the ground. So you can imagine the libration, the optical illusion, that things would be really high. So the structures that I show that look really flat on the surface could be actually elevated from the surface. They could actually be elevated from the surface. Lala Lightfeather, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Why? Thanks a lot. Why is the moon never following a pattern? Seems. Well, you said it well. It's never following a pattern, and you said seems because in general it is following a pattern, or it should be, but it really doesn't seem like it is. Seems like it's always zooming around. You're right about that. And yesterday, it was on its back. Yes. Now, during the moon phase, at one point it does flip around, depending on where you see it. If you see it in the east in the sky, it's always like as it's around, right? But there's a couple of people the last few weeks that have been mentioning to me that the moon was back, like flipped back. That could be what you mean. I saw it yesterday vaguely. As a matter of fact, I went out with the camera to get you guys 30-second glimpse. It wasn't very big. I didn't take out the whole setup, but tonight or tomorrow or the day after, if it's not raining, we're gonna get another view of the moon. And I like to really get in a lot, depending on where the Terminator line is, as I will be doing this summer. Lots of hard work doing these videos. So I really appreciate you guys taking the time to give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel to encourage me. It's free and you can do that, but it really helps other people come to the channel. I spend a lot of hours on the videos and I enjoy so much doing so, but it is a hell of a lot of hard work. You got to get out, you need the sky, and it doesn't mean because it's a nice sky that you're going to see some things in the sky that night either. Azil, thank you. How's it going, brother? Hey, Bruce, hope you're doing okay. What's up with the power outages in Canada? Hey, thanks for asking. I was almost forgetting about that. Absolutely, Azil. A couple of days ago, Hydro-Quebec, there was breaking news that said that there were over 400,000, under 500,000, just under 500,000 people in the province of Quebec. Okay. That's a lot of people in Quebec that did not have electricity. Now, we just encountered a storm here a couple of weeks back that you all know, with another rainstorm turned into freezing rainstorm here. And it took out, I had family members without power. The lights were flickering. My internet went down. Just to say my lights didn't go down, but I was lucky where I am here. I'm near a main junction. I'm near a company, so they keep me lit up. But a lot of people ran out of power, so they didn't say anything, Azil. They didn't say what happened until a family member started doing research. Then at one point, guess what? Hydro-Quebec, there's a couple of main power plants, throughout the province and even way out of the province. that comes back in, all these lines that are coming in. Well, there's one out towards, I'm not sure if it's even Newfoundland or something like that. I could be mistaken of the area, but either way, that one had a problem with their turbines. Now, this gets dangerous. Hydro Quebec plants have big, big turbines. I knew someone that worked there. Well, he's still working there. I just haven't talked to him in years. An old neighbor when I was younger. That the bodies just accumulate in the screens behind the turbines. Just get trees, branches, car parts, anything that's coming in from the water. Obviously, boat parts, and they don't break. Those turbines are massive, strong, solid metal, and they're not supposed to break. They declared first as ill that it was not a digital problem, meaning it wasn't a problem that was a cyber attack or anything. They didn't say that, but they said it wasn't digital. There's not a digital programming problem with it. They said it's the actual part, obviously, is the turbine. So apparently, if I'm not mistaken, I think they got it back up and going. But that's a little scary since we're all expecting and waiting for these bloody blackouts to occur. It gets creepy. A few comments, but they disappeared. So I hear you. Celine loves light. Yeah, there's that too that's happening. The disappearing of the comments, unfortunately. I don't know why that's happening. Hey, thanks you guys for the contributions also. Really appreciate that. Mr. Peter Benton here in the house. Thanks for coming by, man. Patricia. Alex Poisson. Labrec. Salut à toi. Merci, Patricia. Et Alex aussi en même temps. Un beau bonjour à vous deux. J'espère que vous connaissez ma chaîne en français aussi, OVNI Québec Astronomie. Si jamais vous ne le connaissez pas, prenez la chance aussi d'aller le voir. OVNI Québec Astronomie, on fait des en direct le dimanche. We stream on Sundays on my French channel now. For those that don't know, sorry, Leah, because a couple of people that are here in English come over to the French channel to watch me on the live stream. I started a French channel, guys, and they killed it, but I'm maintaining it. There's no comments. You get 20, 30 comments. And no subscribers since 2020. I'm pretty much at the same subscriber count, but the information is there in French for people that speak French. They can absolutely find out what's going on the moon, and that way we'll get to where we want to go for sure. Balloons, come fly away with me. Hey, Norway, thank you very much. Hello from Norway. Thank you. Suspicious Skies 3045. Greetings from Florida. Thank you very much for being here. Thanks, you guys. No, thanks for asking. Here we had horrible weather, absolutely no auroras, and that's not something we'll ever see here, probably until the sun really gets horribly bad. Tommy Bird, thanks, man. Good evening to you. So sorry, man. Yeah, the auroras, we haven't seen them here since the 90s. Maybe in the lower parts of Quebec, maybe they are seeing them, but I did not see any auroras. I would have loved to have seen them. Some very mysterious weather here the past few days. Suzanne, how's it going? I'm sorry to hear. That counts. Suzanne, that really counts. Even if you guys can only be sort of here. Thanks, Tommy. Yeah, we get a lot of people, Tommy, here from Norway, actually. Like 10, I got about 10 or 12 people now that coming back. Alexis, thanks a lot. It does, Pat. The truth pisses everyone off. That's why they cancel everyone. That's true. Yeah, speaking of cancellations, well, there's a very good cancellation. Don Lemon is out in his ass. Finally, corrupt SOB, like, biggest liar I've ever met, biggest racist rat that hates white people and all other cultures. Horrible people. CNN, you should, maybe hire some people that aren't racist and that aren't so woke. And on the other hand, well, at Fox, we have Tucker Carlson that is no longer with Fox News. And I'll use the words that they used, parted ways with Fox News. I was expecting this to happen. I wrote it in the community just a few weeks ago because, like Project Veritas, you have James O'Keefe. If you don't know James O'Keefe from Project Veritas, the big problem, you have to look up Project Veritas. So he left. He got screwed over by Project Veritas, which is something he founded. And the board there voted him off. So I guess some woke infiltrated people came in. This happened just at the moment that he exposed a Pfizer, very gay man. And if you see the video, you'd understand why I said that. And at the same time, he was fired. Now he's doing his own reporting, James O'Keefe. When I talk about that name, you have to look up James O'Keefe because James O'Keefe is a deep inside whistleblower. That the information that he brings out is just, it's right up there. Darla Lama in the house. Thanks for welcoming everyone, Darla. Appreciate that. A few nights ago here in Iowa, Creepin' Jay says there were apparently northern lights. Well, that's like here. They said, the northern lights are supposed to be in the sky. You're going to see them. I've not seen them. I saw them in the 90s, the first time and last time. And of course, it's funny. That was during a time where the sun was actually bad. The Divine Sorcerer is here. Thanks so much for being here, man. Thanks for being a member. You guys can check him out too. The Divine Sorcerer at the same time. There's paranormal research and researching the unknown. It's just absolutely amazing. It's something I want to do for the rest of my life. It's something I would do so badly, with a group of people, go out and hunt, some paranormal activity, set up a whole bunch of, sensors and strobes and whatnot. I mean, it's fun. It's really fun. And some people, I believe I'd have a knack at it. I sort of have a knack at it. I like doing so. I say different things to spirits, like when I played Ouija by myself, I wasn't asking it, like things like what's in the future or, stupid questions that people can ask a board. I tend to believe that the board and any ways of communication, like a spirit coming through a portal for some reason in your room, all the dimensions that are around us are really aligned. We're really aligned, and sometimes they cross through. But I don't even think some of the ghosts that you might see might even possibly not even know that they're here. But the communication with the Ouija, and I don't know about you guys, I wrote books about what it told me by myself. It was moving around on the board. I tried it here when I bought one recently to try to show you guys this very scary phenomena. Even though it's dangerous, I still wanted to show it to you. It didn't work. So I'll have to wait for a partner to try it, obviously, because it used to work alone when I was alone with it. But maybe that's a good thing. The spirit that was around me is maybe no longer around me. Well, hey, I thank you very much. Absolutely. My buddy, the real Jimmy Roberts, one YouTube channel, another YouTube channel that you guys can check out. I appreciate that. He posted my research along with Crow 777's research, and in the video right now it's approaching 3 million. I think it's way over 2 million views. So I'm really happy about that. Thanks for being here, by the way. So I didn't finish that conversation, and I guess that reappeared. I don't understand why it did. But you know what? The moon's supposed to be on the elliptic, right? Elliptical line, like the sun. They're both going up, falling, chasing each other all the time. But now we're seeing the moon jumping around. You're absolutely right. We're seeing the moon break away from Earth. How scary is that? I believe the moon has broken away from Earth. That's why it's wobbling. Hey, guys, there's so much to take into consideration. There's so much to factor in on. Earth started rotating faster a couple of years ago, last year, and even this year. It's speeding up. You have the center core of Earth that has stopped, which apparently it's a repetitive cycle that happens over so many period of years. They say that it's going to start possibly rotating the other way now. So does that have to do with the solar maximum leading up to 25? For those of you here that don't know it, the sun is the only thing they're going to be talking about in the news. And it's not that the whole world's going to explode, right? Hopefully not, unless there's a flash or something from the sun. Could be an EMP attack. There's lots of other things that can happen that will devastate us without actually the sun just boom killing us. Taking out the power grid is a major problem. For people that go a week without power, nothing to it. Go 2 weeks without power, some people start getting sick, even deaths. Go 3-4 weeks without power, and you got some serious problems. Definitely some serious problems. Wow. Seeing a castle from your garden, how freaking amazing would that be? Ben oui, merci Patricia. Ça va super bien ici. La chaîne est toujours attaquée, comme d'habitude, mais elle va super bien. La chaîne française est pas mal morte, mais je la continue. Je la continue pareil. Je fais un peu moins de vidéos. Mais j'arrête pas. J'arrête pas. Le ciel est de plus en plus dur à voir des choses, mais ça va changer beaucoup. Bruce, you're doing amazing. Thank you very much. I wish I had half your discipline. My gosh. My gosh. Thank you so much, Leah. I appreciate that. Take a sip of coffee for my head not to swell up. Take a sip of Lens coffee. My nice friends Susan and Rocky sent me that. I love you guys. There has to be eclipses all the time. Is a matter of whether it can be seen by many or not. Am I right? You're right, Tommy. Absolutely. Absolutely. But it's not always just that we don't see it. Now, we should be a couple of years very soon where we're not going to see any more eclipses. There's certain eclipse, like, for example, a supermoon. There's some that we're only going to see in 2036. So that's going to be something to watch for, obviously. Sanquadiaos. Julie Stats, how's it going? Julie, she says, please put your questions for Bruce. Thank you. Julie, I loved your tree. That was effing incredible. I thought that you had a filter on your video and that you were really fucking with me, and that, she posted a tree. The center's cut out. It's got 4 feet, that tree, and it's just rocking around like that, moving left and right. Blue was inside of the tree. I was like, oh my God, get him out. That was pretty cool. That was trippy. I check out Julie's channel a lot. When I can, not a lot. That's not true. She's going to say a lot. Watch your words, Bruce. No, I wish I could get by more. You guys can also check it out. She's right now they're going around doing kind things for people all over the place. Close to West Virginia, I believe. Country Road, West Virginia. John Denver. Thanks, Alexis. I appreciate that. Did you guys see the images? They have a corner image, okay, of the moon, which is sideways, okay, not quite sideways, but angled. And you see a little corner of it, and you see Earth. And it makes me laugh because Earth, you see all the colors of Earth, the perfect details of Earth, the oceans. As a matter of fact, they even said, you see that black spot on Earth? They go, that's the shadow of the moon, creating a shadow on the moon. Then they showed the surface of the moon at 100 kilometers. I almost fell out of my bench. I can't believe that they're going to think that those are real images. There's no color to it. Not one object that is rising up off the surface. Nothing. It's like this. It looks like somebody blew all the pieces and dust and everything off the moon, and it's totally gray. You see that it's funny because the camera is so well defined that you see that gray edge really clearly, but there's nothing there. Frig all there on the moon. They're not showing anything on the moon. It's ridiculous. So now Japan has participated in the fake bullshit landing, I believe. They don't know if it landed or not. Somebody shot it out. Elon Musk took off a couple of hours ago, I think. He had to stop at T 16 seconds yet again, fearing that the rocket would not come back and land because of the weather. There's always something going on. Yet China's launching all the time. I'm telling you guys, it's a real farce seeing the Japanese images. It's a private company, by the way, and it's not Japan because it's in the US. And here, the last stream, I was like, hey, Japan's going to send up as no, not Japan, a private Japanese, American owned, or actually Japanese owned, but American. It's in America. America. Jean-Claude got me here a month ago. I love that. Hey, thank you so much. Thank you so much. If all goes well, sometimes there's changes in the dates because of the scheduling or whatnot with JC. I never have any problems with JC, and I got no problems when he reschedules. But if I'm not mistaken, the 28th would be the next time. In a couple of days, I'm going back to talk with him. Obviously, whether I catch something on the moon, well, I'll share it. And if I don't catch something on the moon or with the infrared, I'll be sharing my research anyways, or talking about other things with them. But we had some good, the two last streams, they were all good, but the two last ones were really interesting, talking about the good stuff. And on Jean-Claude Beyond Mystics 003 channel, I'm going to be showing him the most recent capture a couple days ago of the infrared with a light, with the infrared filming a UFO literally coming down towards the surface. So that's some new that I got recently. Thank you very much for being here, eh? Appreciate that. Thanks a lot. Crazy Music Space Jam. Check out his music setup, guys, if you haven't already. This is Elias Valhalla right here with us. Darla, I do appreciate that. If you guys want a real image of a base, constructed object on the moon, I have it, an image of the moon on the very small Pictogram photography website where you can get yourself just a poster. You don't have to buy a little rolled up picture, 10 by 12 or whatever, of the base that I got in sinus iridum, to get that for a conversation piece. I'm really sad because I do not have one image of my astrophotography. None of the stars that I got the constellation of Lyra, was absolutely incredible. In my merch store, which I didn't get paid for and got hacked, YouTube doesn't even give me, not even going to be giving me the money. They want to know who I am. Well, first of all, you got to tell me I'm Bruce. See, give me the freaking cash. Give me the $400 that I raised in the merch store over a period of 3 years that never paid me, So I don't have a merch store anymore, unfortunately. As a matter of fact, I think you guys can actually, if you look around online, you can buy Bruce Sees All merch. And I don't even know who's running it. I don't even know who's running it. But it doesn't matter. Go get yourself a hat, whatever you want. But you can get a moon base, an image for a hell of a conversation piece on your wall with your buddies. And you just present that picture as being a crater, because that's what they're calling that. That shit's crazy. That is batshit crazy. Calling something a crater. I showed my mother every crater I'd show her, whether it be of a NASA image or from my image. She would always tell me, that doesn't look like a crater. You see lines and things going up and connections and stuff. It has nothing to do with any craters. I don't even know if there are real craters on the moon. So then they showed the image, the spacecraft, Japan, of the spacecraft going over the moon, I guess at 100 kilometers or something in elevation and altitude. And it sucked. It was in black and white, of course. It looked horrible. But now here's a problem I have. How come they do not have a lens that is black and white to protect against radiation and dust? How come they got color? How come they're able to see the color of Earth? I was talking about that with Carol Lozé and Steve Z on CJMD 96.9 FM radio station, right on the station live during their show. I had the chance, for those who don't know, there's interviews up there. If you speak French, you can go to the station and look at the podcasts. I spoke with them a couple of times, and we were talking about the color on the moon. You can't see color in space. Well, if you can't see color in space, why the hell are images of the moon gray, but you see Earth that is in color? As a matter of fact, Earth is right on the edge of the moon. How come the moon's not so refractive that we don't see the Earth? No way in hell that we can see Earth the way they presented it. You know what Earth looks like? How they presented it? Looks like they took the 1975 famous only image of Earth and stuck it on the page. Like, stick it on the page there. It looks real. It looked like bullshit fake. Illustrations again. The landing, they showed us nothing. Just ridiculous. That would have been the first. You got students that are going to land on the moon, by the way. They're going to be attempting a landing a rover on the moon. Students, before NASA. I wonder where they're going to have permission to land, right? Like, are they going to land them in Copernicus crater? I highly doubt that, because there are cities and constructed objects, ancient or not. Here on Earth, guys, they can aliens can come and land in the Arctic, Antarctica, or whatever, even in Canada. Why do you think there are so many UFOs here? And that Canada's the UFO capital of the world. It really is. Look it up. And a ufologist, an astronomer will tell you. And at the same time, in Canada, do you know that there's 90% of Canada, all the land that has never been inhabited? It's all forests. Look it up, my friends in other countries. If you're really curious to know how much land mass there is in Canada, we're the second biggest country, right? Something like that. Oh God, don't ask me about geography. We're big, very big, and there's just a lot of water, a shitload of rivers, hundreds, if not thousands, of rivers here, and a lot of water in Canada. The Great Lakes, Lake Erie, all the Great Lakes connect to the St. Lawrence. St. Lawrence connects to the ocean, and you have the states that control the water flow here. It always makes me laugh, because here where I am, I'm right by the border. And when you guys in the States open up the dams, boy, I tell you, we flood here. Water coming through when that happens. I call fake bullshit on the landing. Jacqueline Tester, blessings to you. Thank you so much, Jacqueline. I appreciate that. Love you guys for coming in. Teresa, how's it going? Hi, Bruce. Sending love from Glasgow, brother. Glasgow, Scotland. Thank you very much. I hope it's Scotland. Andre Smith from Sydney, Australia. Australia! Thanks a lot, you guys. Right underneath me or on top of me. Depends on how you look at it. And knowing my luck, I'll have to wait another 16 years before I can see the Northern Lights. I sort of feel you for that, Creepin' Jay. I probably feel the same way. I'm hoping that we will. I would say we'll just wait in a couple of days or weeks or months when the sun really starts popping them out. Notice the trend is we got a coronal mass ejection. Then we got a second coronal mass ejection the next day with a solar storm the next day. Then after that, everyone around the world was supposedly going to be seeing the Northern Lights, right? If you're in the north, they're called Northern Lights. They're called aurora borealis. So if you're seeing an aurora and you're not in the north, it's not a borealis. So they say. You learn something new every day. Thanks to all of you that took the time to watch the last video. I appreciate that. I'm already working on the other one. Some summertime. Bring it on, summertime. I'm so bloody anxious for it to come, honestly. Oui, Patricia et Alex, la gang, merci encore. Les dimanches maintenant. Avant, c'était les samedis. Là, je fais ça les dimanches à 13h, heure de l'Est. Autrement dit, probablement autour de 18h si vous êtes en France, mais je pense que vous n'êtes pas en France. Fait que c'est ça. 13h en plein après-midi. À 1h, 13h. Sur la chaîne Avenue Québec Astronomie, puis dimanche, parce qu'on fait plus ça le samedi. J'avais demandé à ma communauté, puis on dit plus le dimanche. Somebody with a MUFON stole my friend's original docs. Ah, well, I'll tell you what, Sandy Banks, I'm sorry that happened. And here's the thing. In MUFONry, with MUFON, you have MUFON investigators. Anybody can become an investigator, follow a certain course, and then you just MUFON investigator ready, right? But you get a lot of people that are there at MUFON. I've spoken to a couple of people at MUFON that were very, very, very jealous of the work. And I got some comebacks and people fighting back saying that my work was, bullshit or not. That's not so bad, but sometimes they go a lot further. I have somebody that also took my work. Several people took my work to try to better it. One person took my work to pixelate it, to make it over pixelate, to explain to people that the buildings were pixels. And that's a little stupid because a square on the building, on a building that's on the moon that I show, there's something on that building or structure that tells you all that I'm not lying to you. And you know what that is? When you look at a structure close up on the moon, it's leaning. It's leaning over, and whatever square will have roundish or bent edges because you're far away, right? And you're zooming into this object. But that's libration, the distortion that is seen in the objects. If I was to get close to see a structure like I did, we're going to see it bent and possibly disshaped a little bit. So now people will say, oh, well, if it's disshaped, then you didn't get a structure. It's probably just disshaped. It didn't disshape itself into a building with lines and very symmetrical squares. You can tell. Like you could see a square and then it would look like a square distorted a little bit, right? But the structures that I'm showing and that a lot of you see yourselves in videos and images, they're high up off the surface. They're really high up off the surface. Il n'y a rien là, Patricia. Puis comme je vous dis, la gang, dimanche, 13h sur Avenue Québec Astronomie. I hope to see you guys there. Hi from North Wales. Thank you very much. At Williams 1974. Thanks for coming in, you guys. At Williams, I appreciate that. It means a lot. Honestly, it does mean a lot. You know what? At Williams, the best part of having opened this channel when I started it was the comments, the therapeutic feedback that all you guys left me. Honestly, it's like a depression pill. It's like 2 depression pills because a lot of people really do appreciate, like me, the research. And I appreciate the idea that we now know, and my research confirms there's somebody up there. We just don't know who. And that's amazing because somebody is really up there and they are going to talk about it. Notice that, toilet. Notice that the more people in the news, like the Pentagon, that are talking about UFOs in the sky, what do you think the less people come here? What do you think I thought when they started saying there's UFOs all over the bloody sky? We don't know what these lights are. Oh my gosh, they're all over the sky. I'm like, that's going to bring people to my channel because people are going to be coming on YouTube looking for UFO videos. And it's not that they don't, but there's a lot of channels on here, and my channel is not one that necessarily pops up. And often, like you guys just told me yourselves, guys and gals, you come here because you saw me on another channel or somebody referred you to the channel. I'm not anywhere on YouTube where you're going to get a video presented to you. I'm not saying you're not ever going to get a video presented to you. Maybe some of you are here because of that. Sure, I get it, but it's not functioning very well. And I can tell in analytics now. The analytics of YouTube, they're sort of bettering it to be able to try to understand what the hell is going on. Thanks again, eh? Oui, ça va super bien, Patricia. Je suis rendu à diète. Je fais du jeûnage. Je viens de finir un jeûnage de 48 heures. Puis là, je veux faire attention à ma santé parce que je me sens trop gros. Puis je suis pas bien dans mon corps. Fait que j'ai maigri quand même pas mal beaucoup. Je vais pouvoir vous montrer le outcome, la finition. Mon but, c'est de descendre à 225 livres. Puis je le cache pas, j'étais rendu à 2,80. Donc, je ne suis plus là. Je commence déjà à descendre pas mal. Fait que je vais vous tenir au courant. Donovan, I think the aliens, he disappeared, he will come back. There he is. Hey, merci encore, Patricia, hein, de reconnecter. Je te remercie. Hi, Bruce. I think the aliens and better yet, the tall glass structure that that Richard C. Hoagland talks about, the Japanese spacecraft may have hit one of these structures. Now, that's now you're talking. Now you're talking, Donovan channel. That makes sense. Yeah, friggin' makes a lot of sense. There's a lot of obstructions on the surface. That's actually one of the reasons why China did not want to land inside of Sinus Iridum, because they said the surface was just filled with obstructions and large objects on the surface that they couldn't do anything about it. So that makes sense. And the glass or glass-like objects that are there, probably dusty, dirty, or see-through. At night would be hard to see. Doesn't mean it's at night when they go there either, but yeah, for sure. It would be pretty blinding. And don't forget, since there was no one in that craft, that unfortunately we have no idea how big the craft is. I would be very curious to see how big that craft was. So another one bites the dust, I guess, and we have some more junk now on the moon, as every country is going to be joining in the race to get to the moon. And I would, how many of you are thinking like me? Like, obviously, NASA's going to shoot the hell out of anybody that tries to get there before them, is what I think. I think basically that's what they're going to do. I believe it. And there's even announcing some here, snow. So it's it's cool. It's chilly April, considering a couple of days ago, we got here 28 degrees Celsius, Layla. It's incredible. 28, then it plunged down to -3, and we got a little bit of snow. It didn't stay, but still, just the fact of seeing the snow. Love from Wales. I appreciate that so much. Good to see you, Nolarino. Hey, thanks for coming back. If I'm not mistaken, I recognize these names. When a name comes here once, I usually remember it. Aaron Blue Tree. Have you been here before? No, Bruce doesn't remember all the names. Aaron Blue T. Sorry. Hi, Bruce. West Montana. Thank you very much. Mood system à marde. Sandy Banks says those are only the shares directly from YouTube, not cut and paste shares. Oh, yeah, of course. That's for sure. That is for sure, Sandy. I would tell you, Sandy, since the time I've been here and the UFOs leaving the surface here, I put that up. It's meant to insult me that I only got 1,200 views on the six, it's like tri-state megabucks, 6 UFOs leaving the surface of Earth. I mean, come on. Who would not be interested in seeing that? Well, it's easy. I'll tell you why. Because one, I'm shadow banned and they don't come here. Two, it's a lot more fun seeing fake UFO videos where you see them over Brazil. What I love is when you see one person in the middle of the street, a house in the middle of the. Sorry, got that in my head. You're standing in the middle of the street. Okay, you're looking up at a UFO craft that's the size of Montana. Okay, and you're looking up and you're going, holy shit, look, oh my God, look what's in the sky. And all the other people are walking by and stuff. You're not going to go grab somebody to say, hey, look, there's a mothership over us. What do you think of that? No. Sometimes you look at the videos and it's like, oh, they didn't do that, so it doesn't look real, or it looks real. But it comes down to that, whether it be real or not. That's how a video is. Like my research, it could be real or not. People come here, they'll see it, they could be real or not. That's why it's important to see if I'm getting the same things, and the research over the years. Obviously, we got some cool stuff here. We got some pretty cool stuff. Another Australian in the house. Gabber Beast TV. You guys can check out his channel too. Another researcher. Thanks for being here, man. Charles Roland. Sorry, guys. I have a tendency of going off into French because that's a awesome French name. I used to know Roland French. Charles Roland, how's it going, my friend? Just came on. Miss anything good? 513. No, I think you're pretty much up to date. We're talking about, in general, we're talking about the Japanese spacecraft that landed. It's something that is fascinating me. We have Artemis is bringing back to the moon. They're going to be landing in the southern Aikman Basin, I guess. Not basement, but basin. South Pole to look for water. And if they're going there to look for water, don't wonder what they're going to try to do. They're going there to produce a nuclear plant that is going to be using probably helium-3, which is clean energy, because we don't want to bring clean energy back to Earth. We like using the toxic shit here. That's what we do. It's just a stupid thing. I know. Think of it. They can't even land a robot on the moon. Yes. Yeah, you understood. You understood it all. That's what we are. We are like space cavemen. I'll say exactly just like Gabberby said it. Well said. It's true. Ah, super cool, Patricia. Et ton bro aussi, super cool. I love this is a Canadian host. Yes, thank you. But please do English. Please do English. We are doing English. I always and only do English. If you mean don't take the time to talk to a French person, that's rude. That's a little rude. Been here for 7 fucking years. George Nell, how's it going, my friend? How's it, everyone? I could give you a list of channels to go see. You'd probably be having more fun on those channels. English, French, and Spanish. Layla, I used to speak all the languages on this channel to get in touch with people. But people are so racist and they hate other languages and they don't like the French and stuff. And I don't give a shit. I like interacting with them all. And the person that spoke in French here, you know what, Layla? You're the first person, even though you said it very politely, you're the first person in 7 years that ever asked me that, not to speak another language. Let's start off in another language. Would be funny. You'll get used to me, Layla. And that's myevent.com. If you guys want to contribute to the channel, you can do it here in the super chat. Every video, did you know that there's a join button to become a member? Did you know that every video has a thank you button that YouTube took away the red color from and put it hiding away? Some people contribute that way. For those that want to know, obviously. Well, thank you. And if you've been hitting it umpteen times, that's incredible. But they only registered 300 times, unfortunately, because no matter how big the video is, we only get 50 comments. Last video, 3,000 views, 50 comments. That's how it is, unfortunately. Thank you, Julie. Thanks again, Pat. Are the Japanese hiding, says Norma C, the real images the way the USA did? I think you're right on it, Norma C. I believe that you're right on the money with that one. That's exactly what they did. That's the moon base, guys. Go check it out. You don't have to buy it. Just go check it out and see what moon base that I put up there. People come to the channel. I don't know how these channels do it. They have armies of people going around talking about the channel and stuff like that. But you know what? I know that there's a lot of people doing it here for sure. There's definitely a lot. It is an abnormal ranch for sure. It's an abnormal ranch. It's a ranch that's being bought by people in the government, not for nothing, because there's an energy source inside there that for some reason is attracting alien beings and vessels to come to Earth in a flash around that area. So you got to, well said, the ether. Thank you, Norma C. Love you for that. Thanks for sharing my links out, you guys. Leah, Pat, Darla, everybody. Tim O. First, they got control of the water rights. Now they won't control. Now they want control of the water table. Yeah, unfortunately, a little sad, eh? China does not want the US to be in charge of anything on the moon. China wants to be in charge of the entire moon. China is getting a bit too pushy. And of course, when I talk about China, I'm not talking about the people of China, the great people of China. I'm talking about the people here. By the way, Layla, I got my French team that always comes by here to say hello. You'll very rarely hear me go off on a French tangent. Do not worry. I got my French channel after all. But you'll see when on the French channel, we get English people to come by. I love it. Dwayne White. Thanks, Dwayne. Thanks, brother. Hi to you. Jules D is in the house. What started your fascination with these topics? Thanks so much, Jules. That is my Spanish channel, guys. Mi canal de investigación en español. Muchos ovnis. That's where you got to go to see the UFOs, or maybe somebody speaks Spanish that doesn't understand English. It's important for you to send them that link, right? Julie, and then Julie's not going to answer that. Do you know, Julie, that I did not know that you could be in the back room during a stream when I closed off the stream if you guys had the link? I did not know that. So in the future streams, we'll be able to do that sometimes, because there's a couple of times I wanted you and Gate Smasher to come on and talk, just you and I, so we get a chance to actually interact with each other. That way no one will think that or feel that you are hijacking a stream. That's what somebody said the last time you were there. Do you know that, Julie? Mean people, Julie. But I understand now, Julie, when you said I can go online. So how are you going to come online if I'm ending the stream? I didn't know we could stay in the back store. It's Jeff Benoit that told me that we could do that. So I said, oh, okay. Well, great. So my fascination, Jules D, and I really appreciate you asking me. Really appreciate you asking me. I had a lot of spiritual encounters when I was young. The point where, mentioning a lot of stuff to my mother where it was just, there was no answers for some of the shit that I was seeing. And by seeing shadows and spirits and whatnot, when I had family members that died, some of them, one of them before they died came and saw me, while at the hospital on an operating table. So I had this connection with something that was energy related when I was young. Lots of coincidences. I'd have to go back and ask my mom if there were coincidences that happened with me when I was there. I mean, look at it the way you want. When we came back from, camping, my dad passed away, but still the energy, the electricity, the lightning, always something about that with me. Basically, Jules, it's a story that the way I'm telling it, it's like I'm trying to make myself this sort of Vincent Price character, sort of like the what's his name, the magician that's dark and stuff like that, and I'm not. I'm really not. There was always something around me, and it was always when I was in bed alone at night. There was an energy of some type of energy. As I got older, a lot of things happened with that energy, and I saw a lot of stuff that defied reality. And I was lucky to be able to see UFOs on the moon. I was seeing them in the sky, here, some of the lights, but it was that one night when I was filming a star. I was filming Rigel. Not true. I was filming the other side, Draco. I was thinking Draconia. What the fuck? I was filming Constellation of Draco over on that side, and there was a star that was flashing that got really bright. And this was before the times of the finding out or even knowing what a supernova was, or anything related to space or the sky. And it seems that wherever I point my eyes, wherever I'm looking at somewhere or for something, and I speak and I ask, I've always done it ever since I've been young, talking to something up there, some other people. I don't know who they are. It sounds crazy, I know, but it's true. I saw lights in the sky, and I saw lights coming from the stars. And I'm a nature photographer, macro nature photography, close up, zoomed up ants, insects really, really close, bees' wings slowed down, flying mockingbirds, stuff like that. I like flowers, an ant drinking water out of the flower. I got some really nice nature shots, hundreds, if not thousands of them. And I said, well, maybe I could try to film the moon. So I tried with the camera filming the moon. And once I did it with the camera, I sort of fell in love with the beautiful images I can get. And then it happened. Obviously, I saw UFOs, on the moon. I saw UFOs on the moon with my camera. Then I went to get a telescope, and I was lucky to be able to see them often, even here with the infrared camera. I don't know why that I'm that lucky, but I do consider myself lucky, and I do believe that it's something energy related, why I see them so often. So when my dad died, and he told me that, I think a week before, or a couple of weeks before he died, told me that him or my grandfather would be on a star if they passed away. So they both passed away, and very close together, in time, different situations, but both of them died. And when they did, well, I was never alone. They came back, and not just coming back like make a kid feel better. It was really odd, where I don't know, it's like a doorway is all I can say, whatever you want to call it, portal, whatever. It's just a doorway, an entrance where um, energy and beings from the other side were coming in, and I get connections, and I I can't explain it. Connect minds sometimes with some of the beings. These beings saved my life. Okay, I could cry right now. These beings have saved my life, and I believe it. They saved me from a car accident. They saved me from getting hit by a car when I was with my mother. These are instances I go throughout my life. I believe that I have a guardian angel. Whether you call it a guardian angel or whatnot, there's definitely something watching me. Okay. And I'm not kidding about that. Um, I have a tendency of disappearing in areas like computers when you go into stores. My name's never there. I have problems with everything energy related, from alarms, smoke alarm. I have it off, the smoke alarm, because I can't put it up because it goes off when I'm in the house always. And I've been having a lot of problems with devices. Okay. I have a whole shitload of brand new devices. I have a brand new scale that I bought a while back, never worked. I got a brand new doorbell that all you had to do is put the battery in it. Okay. It's a doorbell inside, put the thing outside. Everything stops working. And when I say everything, everything stops working. My watches don't last more than 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks to a month, and the battery's done. I don't have acid, don't get green hands or anything. But I've had an energy problem ever since. And I call it a problem, but in reality, I believe that that's the connection that I have. I thought that this energy making me, you know, have, have you ever been in an area in public and felt that you were invisible, that no one was looking at you, that you walked right across the town and no one is looking at you? I have so many problems with that that sometimes I wonder if I'm real, to the point that it scares me a little bit. And it's happened to me very often in my life. And it happens to me especially when I'm with friends and I go camping. At the house, you better freaking be ready. You have no freaking idea what's going to happen to you and I when we go to camping. Because when I go camping, a shitload of UFOs follow me. And I'm really curious to see if I go camping with a house outside of my town, if over there it's going to be as active as it is here for me. Because I've seen a lot of things. So it got me interested and fascinated, Jules, to start being able to show people what's up there. And for some reason, I thank God for that. I have, well, obviously, and I have a lot of luck in being able to see a lot of things with cameras, infrared cameras, and telescopes that not a lot of people get to see. I count myself very lucky. Also, you rock, Norma C. Love you, Norma. Marcelo, how's it going? Helium 3, appropriation activated. Yes, absolutely. And they want to make an energy machine with that helium 3. Obviously, the UFOs and satellites are obviously probably all going to be used with helium 3. I said it the last couple of streams that when um, they go with an Elon Musk's, rocket big enough to bring back stuff, you need 25 tons of helium 3, and you can have energy for 365 days for the United States entirely. All the energy used, all the nuclear plants, everything, with 25 tons of the helium 3. The first 10 feet of the moon soil has helium 3. There's no helium 3 here on Earth to mine as much because of our magnetosphere. And what I'm telling you is the information online, right? It could be true, it could be not true. Magnetosphere blocks the helium 3 that is coming from the sun in the solar winds at high rates of speed, is deflected. So I would imagine in the two poles of Earth, the North Pole and the South Pole, you would have a little bit of deposit of helium 3 because there's an entrance there, right? The wave of the magnetosphere, you have the entrance there. That's also where sometimes radiation seeps in from the sun. Maybe it's not for nothing we don't live in the extremities of these hemispheres, the North and South Hemisphere. Some people do, apparently. Tons of wells, people, white government, clean water, commercials, 10 years. If your loved one was diagnosed with a blah, 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 yeah, you may be compensated for blah, blah, blah. That's how it is, eh? A damn government. Thanks for saying hi to all the mods, Norma C. And thanks, Norma, for coming back every time with generous contributions and support and help and everything you do to the channel. I love you for it. Tommy says, how disturbing. I left to go watch a Bruce buddy I hadn't finished yesterday. And when I come back to this chat, YouTube says, to watching. What a crock. Yeah, it's like when people arrive, they make it look like there's no interest here. There's also a glitch on YouTube. It's not all trolls or hackers, right? But there's lots of also a lot of glitches on YouTube. Would anybody want a little bit of coffee? I'm going for a little refill. Forgive me 2 seconds. Fake images. I agree with Norma C. Every country is going to go to the moon. They're going to have to follow the principles and the ways that they did it back in the days because they're hiding a certain thing. I believe that NASA is going to let the countries in on whatever's up there, but every person that to be allowed to go to the moon is going to have to not mention what's up there. You know, maybe some astronauts are going to be able to see some things if they go up there. Basically, what we're looking at, guys, I think we're looking at the beginning of time, where, you know, like Gabber B said, we're just so primitive. We're at the beginning of space, not space, time travel. My God, we're at the beginning of launching off of the moon. We're right after where the Wright brothers left off when they made the plane. We're not much further away there. We're not understanding anything. Basically, we want to get through what we don't understand to get to the moon and just jump through everything. Nobody understands anything or what's going on, right? I can't wait to find out what happens. Right on, Tommy. Yeah, video not buddy. I get it. Yeah, autocorrect is. Do you notice that she's really bossy these days? The autocorrect, some crazy shit's going on with the autocorrect sometimes. Thanks, Darla. 93 watching, says Dwayne White. I see. Good. Oh, it was 115. Now we're down 105, which is still good. I wish it was a lot more, but at least there's always 100 and 150 people watching. But it's sad that it doesn't go up to 300-400. You know, it's an interesting channel. And you know why? Because of you guys. I'm starting to mention it more now. A lot of people go to a YouTube channel and they want a community. If they love this guy's channel, how many channels have you guys and gals fallen in love with and that the people don't reply? They're like fake people. You can't get to them. You got too many views and stuff like that. So they don't answer the views. They don't comment. You know, I'm not thrashing on them for not reaching everybody's comments when they get 10,000 comments. But often channels won't even go on and take the time to answer 5 to 100, comments. I answer a lot of comments. And when I started answering all the comments on the videos, well, that's when the comments stopped. And those of you follow me over a long period of time, how many times have I responded to you in a comment and said, thank you so much for taking the time to comment to this channel? And that's when the comments stopped. But it's okay. It's not hard. I got a troll here that subs 30 channels and unsubs 30 channels. Yesterday, when I posted the video, you should have seen the drop in the subs. Went down 10, 15, 20, which is cute because the subs is not going to ever stop me from posting or not posting, right? But the trolls must be wondering, how the hell is it he just stays at 97.3? Now they say I'm going to be at 97.4, but it's going up though. I said, like Leah says, she told me, oh, it's going up. I'm like, yeah, well, it's not going up fast, but it is still going up. But is it real people here? When I get to 100,000, am I still going to have 50 comments a video? 100,000 people, 50 comments a video. It's impossible. You all know that. That's the worst of it. Thanks again, Layla, for that incredibly generous contributions, my friends. Thanks, Tommy. I appreciate that, man. Press like so the channel is recommended to other users. Marcelo, thanks, man. That's how it works. If not, I'm not going to be, shared out to others. Rose Cullum in the house. Thank you so much. Got my notice after I tuned in. Right. Good. Should be coming in more, though, sooner, right? That's true. Thanks, Leah. Thanks, you guys. Thanks, Marcelo. NATO McNato, it's Wednesday. Bruce time. Hi, all. Wednesdays. Gotta love the Wednesdays. How's it going, NATO? We're on hump day, I guess, what some people call it. Some working people call it that. Seen that vid, seen that line wall. Yeah, and it's a hell of a wall. It's 110 kilometers long. Rupus rectum. Rupus recta. It's in Mare Nubium, and it's a hell of a long line, but only about 1.2 to 1.9 miles wide. So to give you an idea of the UFOs we're seeing on the moon, it's that wide about. So look at the line, the size of the line. That's the size that we're seeing the UFOs on the moon. Anika, child of Thoth, thank you very much for being here. Hey, thanks for making it. Awesome. I've been taking videos with my camera and getting UAP dragons. Just got 2 today. That's interesting. Keep your eyes in the sky. That's the fun part. Some people will have a lot more views of UFOs because obviously they're shifting themselves all over the world, right? And there's some areas where the UFOs are going to be seen, and probably some areas where UFOs won't be seen. Thanks, Alexis, for the thumbs up. I always forget. Oh, I hear ya. But always do a thumbs up when reminded, and I love you for it. So thumbs up, you guys. I'm the same. Timo, thanks again. The moon was in the Canadian way as west from Norway. Keep noticing, Layla. If it jumps around in the sky, keep noticing because you're going to see it jump around a lot. When the sun's bad, when there's sunspots, something happens. I noticed, Layla, the moon slowing down. I noticed it slowing down by viewing it through the telescope. You don't see the movement of the moon. It's an optical illusion because it is moving, but we're two objects moving at the same time. But I have done a film where I actually saw that the moon looked like it was slowing itself down, which is absolutely crazy. Morning. Hey, my friend from New Zealand. How's it going? Hi, Evelyn. Thanks a lot, Evelyn, for being here. I appreciate that. Scott Robinson. Hey, man. Thanks a lot. Alaska natives spoke of it 5 years ago, following a new pattern. There's a shifting too. Yep, absolutely. And I'm going to tell you, the scientists and what science revolves around, those stories, they took them into consideration. I'm positive. I'm absolutely positive, and they're right about it. Natives stories about that, about the water, the mountains, and it's incredible stories. Wow, it took 10 minutes and lots of stuff and a touch of know how to get to say hi. B. Freeman in the house. Thank you very much. How's it go, Eric? Thank you very much, man. Hi, B. Freeman. And an excellent morning to you, Evelyn Saba. And Nika, child of Thoth, in the house. I love you for it. Thank you so much for being here. Alexis, you're the best. No, I wish I was, though. That's the worst of it. I don't wish I was. Are any of you like me? Like, not liking too much attention, I like a little bit of attention, but too much attention, shucks, I don't know how I'll react. Might be a little shy. No, I don't think so. I'll adapt. The guy says, I'll adapt. I'll get used to it. What is the company that carry out this project? If it's a project that you're talking about the landing, it's a private Japanese company. It's called, if I'm not mistaken, if the name I'm going to give you is not just the launch part of the company, it's iSpace. And I've never seen any of them. There's a whole slew of different people there, Japanese people there. Looks like there's some regular white people there too that are in that company, but apparently they did not successfully land on the moon, so they say. Oh, yes. Layla, for sure. Absolutely. The first ice storm here, Layla, was really bad. Like, really bad. Yes, Margaret, it is Atlas Crater. And I will be definitely looking in that area to get an ideal Atlas Crater, Endymion Crater, and you have smaller Atlas Crater. There's lots of obstructions on the surface there. It's on the top part of the moon when you're filming it, and the Terminator line often cuts off just over top of it. But yeah, guys, I definitely promise you, I will be looking into the area. I do have some footage of those. If I'm not mistaken, we should be able to see Atlas Crater. It's very close to Endymion. Endymion's often the one that I call the Flintstone house. You see it like on the top of the moon with, well, not the top. I say the top when the Terminator line is there. But I do promise you, Margaret, I will definitely look into that. I mean, how could we not, right? Honestly. Just a phone camera, or wish I had a different camera, but I'm still getting UAP dragons out of a tiny town in High Sierra Hospital, 200 yards, and I'm in path of life flight helicopter every time chopper comes in. And again, the choppers will come in and you'll see some activity. And it's simple, man. You know, UFOs do not have blinking lights like planes. If you see an object in the sky and it's blinking, it's not, if it's blinking, it's not a UFO. And here's the thing, often people that film near airports, when planes and helicopters take off, they don't always have their lights on right away. And I'm not talking about the landing lights, floodlights or whatever. I'm talking about the strobe and the red and green light that they turn on as they're going along. Sometimes it takes a while for that to get on. I had noticed that beside an airport when a small Cessna took off, and it took them at least 2.5 minutes, maybe 2 minutes and a quarter, to be able to turn on the lights. Because if you're looking at something in the middle of the night that's going up with a light that doesn't have any flashing lights, you will assume it's a UFO, because that's what UFOs look like. Yeah, just the phone camera. The phone cameras now are pretty damn impressive. The supposed moon landing, Apollo 11, the capsule, the computer that was in that was not even as strong as a cell phone. Imagine. So they say. They shut our power off in California and they can't even come up with excuses anymore. It's getting really, really sad, eh? Especially in California. You guys got pummeled. We have the San Andreas fault that is separating parts of California, and it's actually splitting. And it's due, long overdue, 20, 30 years for us to get you guys to get a hell of an earthquake. If you know, you know. Well said. Quack, quack. Strange that certain countries fail when they send probes to the moon. It is, Gabriel Arcani. You're absolutely right about that. It is. It is. It is. It's true. Geez, Layla, thanks again for the generous contribution. All of you guys. Greatly appreciated. I hope Layla will check out some of the videos. Strange that certain countries fail when they send probes to the moon. It's true, India, India, I was so happy that India said, yes, joining the space race, going to go to the moon. They sent up Bereshit not that long ago. Bereshit crash landed just in the same Mare Serenitatis, just on the top left side of Mare Serenitatis, over top of the line of Bessel crater. They had tardigrades there inside of it, living organisms. They had a whole disc, or several discs of all the information that was on Wikipedia, and some DNA data from some famous people. So you're like, what the hell? It's like a preparation. Something bad was going to happen here on the moon, on Earth. Yeah, it could be the moon. And that they were going to go to the moon, right? So you wonder, you go, what the hell? But yes, they crashed. Lots of problems going to the moon. There's Elon Musk yet again. I mean, how many times are they going to hear busted a hose? You listen to the Apollo missions, whether they're real or not, you hear about them talking about busted hoses. And that's always happening when they're taking off. So you said it, Alexis. The more you know, the more you grow. Mr. Biggs. Newfie said, pay your bill. Yeah, well, I'm paying plenty. Louis, thank you very much, man. I like that one. I agree with that one, Layla. The more you learn, the less you know. I agree with that one 100% because that's the way to integrate a lie. You integrate a lie into a part of something truthful, and then everybody's lost. Hey, look, they landed on the moon. Yeah, but look over here, and people are like, "Oh shit, okay." They add something to be able to hide it. They continually do that. Hey, Josh Loftus. Josh going to be coming on with us probably little talk Friday, something like that. You'll have the choice of the afternoon one or the evening one. There we go. And you'll be able to stop by anytime you want, my brother. How's it going, Josh? Josh, another one like me, anxious to find out about what the hell is going on the moon, where a lot of us are so anxious for disclosure. Thank you, Mr. Biggs, for being here. No, I was kidding before. Anyways, Layla. I promise I won't shift off into French. It was very politely said what you said, by the way. I get some people from the French channel that often come by, and I give them little information messages, but usually I translate what I'm saying. So don't worry about it. I'm going to keep this channel strictly English. All these amazing English people that come by the channel. Yep. You don't learn, shit going to burn. In the sad world that we live in, right? I learned about the dragons from Dr. Robert Shipe on his Custodian File channel. Right on. Cold and rainy for Josh. Here the past 3 days. Same here, man. It's about the same temps that we got here. How's it going, Karen Fitzpatrick? Woo Hoo Wednesday again. Hit the thumbs up. I thank you so much for that. Oh my gosh, Layla. Can you actually see them? If you can, lucky you. I haven't seen them since the 1990s here, Layla. In Quebec, it used to be at one point for a year or two, I think we could see the auroras green in the sky. I think I only saw it one season on top of it once in the summer. Oh, absolutely. Maybe the moon is blue. You see the colors that we see on the moon, it could be different colors, but it fascinates me because Mare Imbrium, they say that is blue, and Mare Imbrium is where the supposed moon landing would have occurred with the Apollo 11 landing, and they say it's blue, but they say it looks blue, but when you land, the surface isn't blue. It's just a darker gray. So they say. Hey, Kyle. Thanks, man. Hey, thanks, Layla, for joining the conversation at the same time. Not yet, Mr. Biggs. The weather is pretty cool here. My gosh, patience. Over an hour from the comment. I will scroll down. Yeah, the weather here, not freezing or anything, sort of neutral like weather. And the sun's coming out at 6:39. As you can see it on my shoulder, I got a little light on me. That's my heavenly side, attracting the light. It's mind-blowing that there are people on the other side of the planet where it is the middle of the night who tune in. Norma, that is another uh incredible thing when I started this channel. I have it's always noon time somewhere. It's always beer drinking time somewhere in the world. There's always somebody that's awake, and it is fun to check the different time schedules. It's pretty drastic. In the UK, Peter comes to this channel, and a lot of people from the UK. There's like 6, 7, I don't know how many hours of difference later. So the time changes are pretty radical. Right on, Layla. Thanks again for stopping by, Layla. I don't know if it's your first time here. It is, Alexis, the worst bloody news network ever. The CNN bunch of bloody liars. Well, they were hired just to attack Trump, anyways. We're not going to hide that. They knew it. That's all they were. Those aren't reporters. I do too, Leah. He told it like it was. He really did, and you know what? He's definitely going to come back. That's a good question. He's definitely going to come back, and he's not even going to be gone. I don't. Well, gone from there, yes, from Fox, but I'm hoping he's going to do like James O'Keefe that left Project Veritas to become independent journalist. Carlson Tucker started off, nobody wanted to hire him at the beginning. He started off in Arkansas. And his first job, I guess, being a journalist. And voices all around the house. All around the house. Bruce is hearing voices. Typical. What's up with the picture from Alaskan weather camera? Was posted today showing a big close planet right beside us. Is it really there or CGI? It's interesting you say that, Rose, because of all the places to see a planet in an image, that would be the place, the weather cameras, because there are large celestial objects. As a matter of fact, NASA confirmed it in lower Earth and inside of our solar system, of course, L3, Lagrange, and everything. Why do you think James Webb is there? There's a lot going on there. Some new types of planets are definitely going to maybe talk to us about some of them. South Africa, they're 23 hours, 30. So that means probably around 11:30. Different times, around the world, Tucker left and his executive producer left. Yes, I heard that. You're right about that. Something was up, right? It was like he just left, broke ties. You didn't hear them talk about anything like, oh, I'm not going back there, or I had problems. You know what I heard? I heard also that right now he's on leave, that he's being paid anyways, even though he's not working for Fox, which means he's not allowed telling anyone why he left. And if he's still being paid, in reality, it's very scary because look at it the way you want. The government or not, or whatever, CNN, Fox, sorry, are going to be paying Tucker Carlson to not speak. Why? Because maybe there's some things coming out. He mentioned it just a couple of weeks ago that he was going to leak out more information, drastic information. That's why he's gone, because he speaks truth. And the woke side, leftists, Democrats, whatever you want to call them, they're all one group of people that are stopping. They're pushing for stupid stuff. They're pushing for, like the abortion problem. By the way, ladies, it never was an abortion problem. I'm sure some of the ladies have taken the time to check that out. There never was a time where ladies couldn't have abortions. The laws were changing, and everyone was wrong about the way they changed the laws. Imagine protesting as a woman because you want to have the right to kill babies and writing it on your flag, right to kill our babies, right to kill our babies. It's unethical. It's low class, the ideal of everything. But you see what the government's doing? pushing shit onto people, and people are turning around and saying, that makes sense. Of course I'm going to castrate my kids. I mean, what? I mean, come on. Sounds great, actually. That's a hell of a good idea. Why didn't I ever think of that? Chopping them all up. Yeah. Breasts too? Wow. Never thought of that one. Why? Why? Makes no sense. House. Remember that movie? That's about the last time I was watching movies, when House was on. Lame one is gone. That's what they should call their first launcher on the moon. Lame one has landed. Yeah, Darla. He speaks truth. A lot of truth. Watching from England. Enjoy your channel for about a year now. Thank you so much. Hey, thank you very much, Dan X Nation. I appreciate that. It means a lot. When I lived in Alaska, in 03, I saw the lights all the time. Beautiful. Of all places. That, Charles Roland, is on my bucket list, brother. That is a place I want to go so badly. I've met some Alaskan people here, but I just want to meet the people down there. They're really, really down to earth down there. They're hell of a good group of people down there. It's the fact that it's, 6 months darkness or something like that, and then 6 months light, or that's another crazy thing. But it's definitely Don of Lemons. Yes. I call him Don Lemon because he's such a mon. He thinks he's all that. Don Lemon. Very, 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 very racist person online, talking about, other groups of colors of people and whatnot. It's a big shit show. Do you see how he was enjoying it? Don Lemon making videos about Trump. He had a heart on under his desk. I'm sorry for that, mentioning that, but they're euphoric. Something happened to the news media people. I think they were all abducted. They become euphoric for talking about Trump. I've never seen somebody hate somebody so friggin' much. Because truth, people hate the truth. That's how it is. Northern Lights are pretty, but always cloudy. Yeah, Norma C, you hit the nail on the head. That's exactly true. Haven't seen them since the 90s. Same here, Norma C. That's exactly when I saw end of the 90s too, if I'm not mistaken. And very beautiful. I remember seeing it the first time, and I remember seeing that the green was sprawled all over the sky, but it was strands, like somebody was hanging socks or clothing, but it was moving. All those lines, like tubes going downwards, the green lights were moving, and they're getting bright and unbright, purple, yellow, and purple, green, especially, and yellow. So the overall color was green. It was incredible. It was absolutely incredible. I was young enough when I saw that. I said, hey, what the hell is that? Look what's happening in the sky. That there is the sun that's sending radiation to Earth, and it's dangerous. Funny, now that I unsubscribe from Fox, now I get notification from Fox News YouTube. I think we were really stupid. Yeah, I agree with it. I unsubbed from Fox too, actually. As a matter of fact, when Carlson left. Wow, Layla. Thank you so much, you guys. Hang on here. Let me scroll down. That is so generous, Layla. I appreciate that. I hope you enjoy the channel, Layla. I got a lot of cool videos here. I'm pretty sure you'll be interested in them. That's a beautiful contribution, you guys. Yes. Exactly. Yeah, be free, man. I love the way you said that. Moon leaving Earth? That's right. I think it's leaving its orbit. And then somebody told me, "Did you watch the movie? Did you watch the movie? Something Moon something?" Or no, I didn't. But apparently in the movie, Everyone's telling me that's what happens in a movie or something. Maybe I'm mistaken. I haven't seen it. Something moon or moon something. They say that the moon's leaving the orbit of Earth. Well, I think that's friggin' exactly what's going on. That's why we're seeing the stars in different places. That's why I showed last summer Jupiter and its moons. Instead of seeing Jupiter and its moons going like this from the background, we were seeing it go like this, downwards in the sky, like we were literally lying down, lying down, watching that in the sky. It's just absolutely incredible. There are articles out there that say the moon is no longer locked with Earth and we will start having flooding now. I believe it. You know what? Something must happen where the moon detaches and comes back. Is it because of the solar maximum? It could be. Think of it. Solar maximum, the moon's going to shift away, Earth will tilt on its axis. And do you know that we experience our temperatures extremely different when the axis shifts? And every time we go by the sun, the axis is different and we get different effects, different temperatures, a whole bunch of different things occur. Yeah, that's another scary thing, Alexis. Good topics today. No, for sure. I wonder if it goes fast to Earth, if we're going to all of a sudden that could happen, the changing of time or our perception of the length of time, changing the perception of the length of time. I graduated in 25. The world had better still be here so I can graduate. Hey, Creepin' Jay, hang in there, brother. I'm telling you, absolutely. I'm going to tell you what, when you graduate, the world, it will be the worst of the worst ending. Because in 2026, for some reason, I just believe that they're going to come out with the cures to cancer. It's going to be working on world peace. We're going to be building things. We're going to be once again saving money up to leave to our children and younger generations and stuff. Because now in life, I mean, how the hell are we all feeling? They're getting us with the fear tactics. Fear causes stress. Stress causes cancer. And you get the point. Don't be afraid of what the government is trying to push onto you. If you hear the government say something that they're going to do to you and you go, oh my God, that is crazy. Say to yourself, there's 8 billion other people that are saying the exact same thing as you. Most likely. Do any of us stand up? No, because we don't like standing up. I'm not, listen, some of you might stand up. I'm not going to, don't want to put words in your mouth and say you don't stand up for freedom. But can we? Like, how can we? There's limits of how we can stand up. So what we did is we peacefully protested everywhere. All the countries here peacefully protested. I saw from Norway to France to the States to the UK, all peaceful protesting. It's the cops that are hired to beat up the shit out of people. Unfortunately, it's the other way around. That's another sad thing because a lot of blue collar workers, a lot of cops quit the forces all around the world. A lot of military personnel quit the military before their retirements were coming up. Some of them, I know one, that was telling me your son was in the military just about to retire and he had to quit because of the pandemic and everything they're forcing people to do. There's a lot of people, good people in life that left the police forces, and a lot of police forces wound up with like nobody there. You get a bad apple in probably every bushel. So we're always going to have some bad people in any association, not because it's police officers, you're going to get bad people. In the police officers, in the police office, you're going to get people that want to hurt people, and you're going to get people that want to save people. Most people want to become a police officer because they want to save the world. They want to save people. They want to help with the law. But then you get into it doing your job and you're forced, imagine you're forced all of a sudden to go out in the streets and to start whacking a bunch of teenagers protesting. And you say, what the hell? What am I doing in my life? Right? A lot of people thought of that and a lot of people quit. Lots of stuff, lots of stuff, Rose, could happen It could be a long process. It could be a short process. Any little difference in where the moon is, it's changing the atmosphere and everything here on Earth. We can say that back in the day during the Bible, if we want, before I get off here, if there was flooding, during the Bible times, let's talk about a theory, right? That hey, maybe, just maybe, the moon shifted away from Earth, and as it shifted away, the tides got higher and higher and higher, or the opposite. The closer the moon got, the higher the tides are, or the further they get. There was something that happened here on Earth for all those crater holes and everything to literally, the moon was carpet bombed, guys. It's a military vehicle that went there to the moon, went in the atmosphere of the moon, boom, 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 and just carpet bombed everything. What's carpet bombing? Carpet bombing, if you look at carpet bombing in geography, if you want to look in the past when there was war or where there were bombs let go, you can see them following each other, those lines. That's what happens on the moon. It's not no freaking craters there. Craters are supposed to be cone shaped, where something comes in sideways always. Why don't we see falling stars go from top to bottom ever? Never wonder that? Yeah, it fascinates me. Fascinates me that there's nothing coming from over top. You see things coming from each side. Why? Why don't we see a falling star going straight down? Now, some of you are going to say, Bruce, I've seen falling stars come straight down from Orion. I've not seen many of them going straight down, but in general, you know what I mean. When something's going by in the sky, it's usually going left to right. And when it lands, okay, like a meteor or asteroid is going to land on the moon. If that's the moon, it's going to approach the moon like this, going to go around the moon in its orbit. Then it's going to gently be pulled in, and smack. It's going to hit, okay? It's going to make a cone shape where it's going to touch land, and it's going to dig in right away in the land. It's going to make a little strip that goes wide and a big ridge at the end, okay? A cone shape. But when you look on the moon, I've never seen more than one area that looks like a cone shape. And honestly, the cone shape is constructed, I think. It's something constructed. But you should see natural cone shapes on the moon. When you see the craters in some of the videos, I show 8 to 10 craters that are side by side, all the same size, equally distanced. That's carpet bombing. Reminds me of a military, program where somebody went and literally bombed the moon, whether it be recent or a long time ago. A lot of craters there, a lot of big craters. The craters could be something that they created, like circle cities back in the days, and even in ancient times, in Mayan times, we see some of the growing of certain gardens or vegetation. They were really smart, the Mayans. Obviously, I believe ancient civilizations were more advanced than us. And the feed doesn't move anymore. I missed a lot of people, hey guys. I know that. Moon was forking huge. Yes, that would be the year I got the structures, my friend. Creepin' J. It appeared wider than the highway, absolutely, and was red. I believe it was a once in a lifetime experience. Probably right you are. Peter Allen, evening to you and to all that I missed. I'm sorry for that. If there's any new people here, holy crap. Thank you very much. Dion Joubert, merci. Thank you for being here. Hi, Bruce. I'm very well, Dean. Thank you. Thanks for coming by, Dean. Thanks for checking out the channel, brother. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, you're exactly right about that. I have to say, YouTube sucks now. The best show. Oh, thanks so much, Rose. I appreciate that. A few others I love recommended by you, beautiful people. It's frustrating in general. It is all the crap that's going on the channels. A lot of people have problems with the channels, but that's how it is. Oh yeah. Literally the biggest. If I'm not mistaken, I don't know. I could be wrong. I heard in Australia it looked a lot bigger. I don't know if if that's a true thing or not. But you said it on the horizon while it's full, and when you see it go up, I don't know how many times my mother calls me, Bruce. The moon is up. You have to see the bloody size of it. It's close. It's huge, and when it's close to the horizon, we see it bloody close. A couple of years back, Earth was closer it's ever been in the last 100 years since 1930s. And I got some incredible shots. Those are all things that might not ever happen again. Yeah, do check it out, guys. Elias Vahatla's channel. And I thank you all for coming by, guys. It's bad, Layla. I'm telling you, it's bad. It is CGI. You know, that moon is so filled with colors, Layla. I'm telling you, it's filled with colors. NASA is not showing us any colors. I don't understand it. I don't understand how they could even take the chance to do that, you know. Layla Lightfeather, I thank you very much for coming by today. If it's your first time here, and if not, well, thanks for coming back, y'all. I really appreciate it, hooking up with a whole bunch of good people here all the time. Astral Realms here, thank you very much. And to all that I missed, I'm sorry about it. Commit random acts of kindness and senseless acts of beauty. That's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing that you said. It feels good to do acts of kindness. That's what Gate Smasher and Julie are doing right now, going around doing acts of kindness. All you people that are here are doing acts of kindness, helping out the channel, helping the channel grow. And if you haven't subscribed yet, well, knock it out of the park. Because in general, I lose subscribers when I live stream. It's not real subscribers that I lose. It's because the trolls had a genius way of making it look like there were people here, like real people. And I'd be happier than a pig in shit if you guys are not all bots. You know, hey, it's a plus. You know, always laugh when I see NASA's post strings and the CGI all the way. Definitely. Yes, the United European Union is involved, if I'm not mistaken, with a program. But Mr. Biggs, that's a hell of a good question you asked because France was involved. They haven't been talking much about it, probably, right? I'm going to have to look into that again. Thank you, Darla. That's my address. If you guys want to send me some spaceship parts, that's the area to do it. Love you, Norma C. Absolutely. Thanks for the support here, Elias, man. I appreciate it, brother. Continual support, contributions, everything you guys do, every little bit that you do is really a lot. Don in the house. How's it going, Don? Don and not Donnie, I hope. Don't be shy to let me know if I'm not pronouncing that right. I wonder where in the solar system the Tesla car is floating around that Elon Musk launched a couple of years ago. Yeah, absolutely. It's supposed to crash onto Mars because it was supposed to be headed towards Mars or Jupiter, if I'm not mistaken. Um, that's going to cause a lot of problems, guys. Okay. It's going to cause a lot of problems. Imagine in 1,000 years, Earth is destroyed. Humans come back, breakaway civilization. You know, they were hiding on the moon somewhere in some elite resort, right? Bianchini City or Bianchini Resort on the moon. And then they come back to Earth. They start again exploring space. And then they find this bloody planet far away. And they find 2 wheels and a motor. What the hell? Cars on planet Bagobagama? It'd be incredible. Help us channel grow, my friends. Elias Valhalla, but you have to check out his crazy music Space Jam channel too. He's a hell of a good guy. We got Julie on her side, the Julie Stats and Gate Smasher. Once in a while, when you go to their channel, check around. They also have cards, I believe, they're going to be selling. They do some, I'm going out here without even having spoken to them. They do some charity work. From what I'm understanding, is they're doing also a lot of charity work for different organizations. Speaking of charity, um, I have a lot of clothes that I just cleaned out of the upstairs here. I still have shirts from my son that were brand new, jeans that were brand new when he was younger, coats that are still like brand new. And I think now is the best time. If you have any clothing in your house, don't go check it out. I would have done it myself. I mean, don't think of the poor people, right? But in reality, every town has a place where you can bring some clothes. Go through all your clothes and shit and bring a little bag, even if it's a shirt or two shirts. Some people are really poor up, not a friggin' dime on them. And that would be really hard to believe. But there's a lot of nice clothes that I have here, too small for me, especially. It was my son when he was really young, but we'll give that to the poor. They can see the earth in color because it's an artist rendering, of course. Because how the hell can you see color on with the earth being on the edge of the moon? It's the moon is so refractive, you wouldn't see the picture. But anyways, check out that picture of the spacecraft Japan. It is hilarious, I'm telling you. Hey, Layla, thanks for sharing that. Very good information. True. A couple years back, some jerk copied pics and info and harassed my ex-girlfriend's daughter. That's what you can expect. Yep, they're pure evil. Humans or maybe fake people. That's the goal. So, like, literally, we know this, guys. We're talking junkies. We're talking alcoholics. I know some good alcoholics. They're not all bad, right? But I know some annoying ones too. But alcoholics, drug addicts, they're sitting there. They lost everything in their lives, and all they can do is go on to other people's channels and destroy them. And that's what people do. They tried to locate my family. They tried to find out who my son was. My son will kick the fucking asses if you find him. But that's how it was. They harassed me. I remember Frack Centurion, big piece of shit, used to come over here. Frack Centurion said he would drive my son, pick him up along the highway, would drive at 100 miles an hour, kilometers an hour, he said, would open the door and he would throw my kid out to kill him. And there's lots of threats like that. And the more that they would bring up those threats remember everybody, Darla, everyone back in the days, what was going on here back in the days, a couple of years ago, it was bad. And then when they got caught, because Bruce likes exposing them, they started doing things secretly. They try to do things in hiding. So they'll come here, they cause shit in the community, and then they start live streams on their own channels and say, who wants to chat? Oh, did you get hit by Bruce too? Or did Bruce attack or abuse your daughter? Limey Watcher would try that. Bruce, insulted my daughter, flirting with my daughter. Nothing that these guys didn't say, but it's continually happening all the time. But they're not so bad now. Hey, almost 300 subs for Elias. He's going to get there. Mr. Sparklebake, how's it going, my friends? Before I get off, already 7 o'clock. I thank you all for stopping by. If you didn't comment on the last video, comment on the last video. If not, a centipede is going to crawl over your legs tonight. So you don't want that happening. You're going to have to subscribe. Have you heard the channels doing that? Almost harassing people to subscribe? Subscribe or you will not wake up tomorrow. It's like, okay. No one's going to subscribe to your voodoo channel if you start talking about that. Béa! Coucou! Salut! Le temps d'aller mon mail et de voir les photos. Le temps d'aller mon mail et de voir les photos. I will check. Je vais checker certainement si tu m'as envoyé quelque chose, Béa. Je te remercie beaucoup. Thank you very much. Many fake people. Do not get riled up by them. Absolutely, Layla. You're absolutely right about that. 100%. Layla, I want to thank you for coming by the channel if it was your first time. So nice to see other people from other countries that come by And we got a lot of people here from a whole bunch of countries. I think it's absolutely awesome. Got 4 Facebook accounts. Last I looked, I made 2. Can't delete them either. That happened to me, buddy. Bro, I have some on YouTube, like a channel called Bruce Swartz, like literally my name, Bruce Swartz. When you go on the channel, I mean, the channel's just, I can't close it, right? I'm surprised the trolls didn't all go over there. So I don't have the channel. Go and attack that Bruce Swartz channel and tell me off instead of coming here, you know? I want to thank everyone for stopping by. Thanks for the generous contributions, you guys. Um, Everything that you do to make this channel what it is. And unfortunately, I miss some comments often. I can't get to them all, but I'm happy I saw this one. Dion Joubert, hey Bruce Cizal, may I ask, do you believe in Jesus Christ? Thanks for asking. Yes, I believe that there's a God, and I don't know whether it's real or true that he would have a son, but for me, I say my prayers to God and to Jesus Christ because I believe in the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. The Holy Ghost, other way around. The Holy Ghost. Yeah, I do. I do. I believe in a higher being. I believe that the story that revolves around Jesus Christ, that there's a lot of secrecy, but I'm not saying that everything they're saying is lies, but I do believe I have a lot of belief system that there is a higher God. Um, didn't do any enough thorough research into Jesus Christ, but I have a lot of respect with people that are religious to come here, people that believe in Christ. And yeah, I'm no cult. I'm no. I'm not into masonry. I got nothing against it because you have some good Freemasons and you have the bad evil Masons that were actually the rulers. Club no club, but I can honestly say that I believe in Jesus Christ. I'm not going to take a chance to like not believe in him. I'm not going to look too far away as to what's going on. And another thing, Dion, I've had some encounters on the other side. I believe that I was I, contacted by a higher being. Maybe it is my God. And I always believe and always will believe there's something out there for sure. Leah, thank you so much. Yeah, and if not, Nicole S, will you have the Patreon link on the cover image of my channel? When you go there in the bottom right of the cover image, you have the Patreon channel also. What? See, it's sabotage, Nicole S. It's absolutely sabotage if that happened. I got good news, Nicole S. Every video except the streams, all my research videos, in the description, if you scroll down, you'll see a members link and you'll see Patreon link also. You'll be able to click there. I hope it's there, the Patreon link. And if not, well, let me know and I will try to help you. 301 subs. You rock helping Elias channel. That's awesome, you guys. Dion, some people say that. I believe there's some credibility in that. What you say, I agree with some of what you said, 100%. That could be evil. I think you're right, man. I've had some incredible, what felt like heavenly, positive encounters. I do believe that there's probably some of both, but some of the UFO lights that we're seeing, I mean, it could be anything. I'm so open minded that for all I know, there could be souls traveling around. I think there's a spiritual side to some of the UFOs that I am seeing. So after watching some of your videos, it inspired me to invest telescope and hey, I love hearing that. 5 finger thumb punch. I love the name, by the way. I love hearing that. I'm no genius, but if ever you need help in anything minor or major with a telescope, please do let me know. Dion, thanks for asking me about the question about Jesus. And if I had answered that I don't believe in them, it would just have meant that I was lost. That reminds me of the oasis effect with heat rising from the ground. Oh, yes. We'll see that effect a lot on the moon also, depending on the quality of your camera and telescope also. Super, Bea. Ça va super bien. It's going super well. He has a cool channel, Evan. Channel for fun. You guys rock. Love you guys a lot. Astro around. Had snow here in Michigan 2 days. Are you friggin' serious? That is ridiculous, guys. Absolutely ridiculous. Midnight Norway. Yikes. Yeah, it's crazy. I drop off well before that. Yes, I hear you. I hear you, Norma C. Mark Ferguson. That Japanese moon machine did land safely, contrary to reports. Mark, I agree with you 100% that they landed something and didn't say anything. They cut off at the end. Oh, we have a problem. We will now analyze the data. And they didn't make it, they said. But I agree with what you said as a highly, most plausibly likely theory for sure. I think it's more than a theory. In my opinion, he says, absolutely, man. I hear you. Good opinion. It's a good opinion. I bet you there's a lot of people here that think the same thing. Andy, thanks for coming in from Oxford, UK. Thanks, you guys, so much. Jasu, Perue, Gomez, Jasu Gomez. Thank you very much, guys. Another beautiful language. I get all languages coming by here, you guys. But it's an English channel, Layla. We stay in English, absolutely. Layla, thank you for the generous contributions, for stopping by, for checking out the channel. To all newcomers, thank you so very much. Unfortunately, I never get to everybody, but I always try. And thanks, Anika. I just want to thank you all for being here, you guys, and the ones of you that come back time and time again when you can. It's really the only reason. I got hiccups. I'm sorry. It's the only reason why I'm still up here. I love you with all my heart, guys and gals, every one of you, for the support you give the channel and for permitting me to do this full time. So it's always been a worry about the revenue and stuff because there's nothing fixed or, it's up and down all the time, mostly down, but it doesn't matter. You come by every little bit that you guys are doing. It's not a little bit, it's a lot. And I will never be able to thank you enough for all your generous contributions. If you're here watching this video, it's one hell of a beautiful contribution. And thank you so much. Hello from South Wales, UK, and light bulbs to all. Love your show. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much. Hugh, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I'm probably destroying it, man. Kelvin Morgan, thank you very much. Thank you all for coming in, guys. I love you, every one of you. And if you haven't commented on the last video, do so. You don't have to, but it'd be cool if you did. And I'll talk to you all on the flip side. We have another stream, 2 streams coming up Friday. I'll be even thinner. Or I'll be much bigger. We'll see if the diet persists. For those that didn't know, that's right. Big Bruce is on a diet. So if you like me big like this, take your pictures because it ain't going to happen for a long time. All right, guys, I'll talk to you all very soon. Thanks again for coming in. Thank you. Talk to you very soon.